everyone, welcome back to Karen Puzzles with me, Karen. So in the last few months of making videos on here, I've gotten a lot of questions about what camera I use, how I get that top-down shot, basically how I make these videos. So today I'm going to break it all down for you, share all of my equipment, show you a little bit of the behind the scenes. I am going to be talking about a lot of products and most of them are available on Amazon. So I'm going to have Amazon affiliate links right down below in the description. If you're interested in any of them, getting them through my link helps support me and this channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So make sure to check out the description for a list of everything that I'm talking about, and let's get into it. So actually, before I even get into the camera equipment, the question I probably get the most is, what table do I shoot on? How do I get that beautiful white surface under my puzzles? And honestly, it's nothing fancy. It's literally just a dining room table from IKEA. It is the Meltorp table in white. It literally costs like $70. And it's just a really nice, simple table that fits into our space, and we never eat dinner there. I pretty much only use it for my puzzles and my craft projects. The benches that we have are also from IKEA, but I can't tell you which ones they are because I couldn't find them on the website and my roommate has had them since before I moved in with him. But okay, moving on to my camera equipment. Here is a little behind the scenes shot of the positioning of my camera to get that nice top-down shot. You can see that I have a tripod that has an arm coming off of it, which lets my camera point straight down onto the table. The camera that I shoot on is the Canon 80D, and my lens is a 18 through 135 millimeter lens. I'm so not a lens person. Like, I can't really tell you what the differences are between most lenses, but the one that I have can just zoom really close up and then also give me a pretty nice wide shot, so it works for what I'm doing. My tripod is from the brand Manfrotto. I was actually trying to find the exact one online because a friend of mine was asking about it, and I couldn't find my exact model, but I mean, they have a million different types of tripods out there, so I would say anything from that brand is probably solid. I love mine so much. The head is really smooth. It can swivel in any direction really smoothly. Anytime that I have to like use a different tripod or I'm traveling, I have to use someone else's, I'm just like, I miss my tripod. Mine's so much nicer. Okay, so the arm is something that I get asked about a ton. I just bought it on Amazon. It's $60. It just has a hole on the bottom for the plate that attaches to the tripod, and then a screw at the end that screws into the camera. Super simple, that's literally it. Of course, we have to balance the weight of the camera so that the whole thing doesn't come toppling over. So I just have a sandbag on the other side, which I filled with a bag of sand that weighs about the same amount as the camera. So here's a little shot of me putting the whole thing together. This was actually for this other like DIY video that I was doing, but it's the exact same setup that I use for the puzzle videos. Oh, and the memory card that I use is a 128 gigabyte card, which might seem like a lot, but since a lot of these puzzle videos are so long, I'm shooting for hours and hours, I kind of need a lot of space, and I also like just having a backup of the footage that can stay on the card while I'm editing without constantly having to wipe it. Another question that I get is how I shoot for so long without running out of battery, and my secret is that I'm always charging a battery. Okay, I was trying to do an adventurous thing there that didn't work. Let's move on. Basically, I have two batteries for each of my cameras, and so I can have one in the camera while I'm filming, and then the other one is always in the charger, and it takes about the same amount of time for it to charge as it does to use it up when continuously filming in the camera. So when I'm doing a puzzle video, I'm just constantly swapping them out. Okay, so that's my main setup, but I actually have a second camera for when I need a second side angle, and that's where I pull out my older camera, which is the Canon T3i. The camera strap is actually one that I embroidered years ago in a really old DIY video, so still using that. This is a really solid camera. This is what I shot all of my videos on from about 2012 to 2016. But the only thing about this camera is that it doesn't have live autofocus while you're recording video. And that's basically the most important feature that I need in a camera. Since I don't have a camera person, it's literally just me alone in my apartment filming these videos. So to make sure that all of my videos were always in focus, I literally spent $1,600 on the ADD just so I could get that one feature, basically. Oh, but the other important feature that both of these cameras have that if you want to do similar videos, you should definitely look out for is the flip out screen. This is invaluable to me since, again, I don't have a camera person, so I'm always like glancing at it to make sure that I'm still filming, to make sure that everything is in focus and in frame. You can get monitors that plug into the camera so that you can see like on a bigger screen what you're actually filming, but that's just like another thing to have to juggle in your camera setup. So for me, I just always have made sure to get a camera that has a screen that can flip out so I can see it while I'm in front of the camera. My second tripod is this one, which is the Me Photo something travel tripod. I don't know, I'll link it below. But this is a travel tripod, so it folds up really small, it fits in my suitcase. So this is what I take whenever I'm gonna be making videos on the road. And it also just works great as my secondary tripod here in my apartment. In terms of lighting, you guys, I'm so bad at lighting. I've like never learned how to properly light a video. I literally wait for sunny days to be able to film. My apartment has lots of windows. On a sunny day, we get really good light. So I literally just have the blinds open, and then I have one stand light that I put in to fill in the light on the other side from the windows. And it's literally the same in this room also. There's a window over there, and then I have my light right here. So here, I'm gonna turn off the light really quick. Here's what it would look like if I was just filming with natural light. You can see that this side of my face ends up in total shadow. So it's just a really simple light that plugs in and it fills in this side of the frame. And just for fun, here is what I see when I'm filming a video. Hi guys, that's you. For audio, I have this tiny lavalier mic that just clips onto my shirt and plugs into the camera. Again, super simple. I'm not an audio person. I don't know how to get like really top-notch audio, but this works for me. And then the very last thing that I use is a little remote control, which I can use to take photos of myself when I'm in front of the camera and can't reach the button and don't want to rely on the timer. This thing was literally only a few dollars on Amazon, and as someone who doesn't have a camera person or photographer, anytime, especially for the DIY videos where I have to be modeling the project, the thing is invaluable to get the photos that I need. Okay, so that is all of my filming equipment. Let's move on to my laptop and my editing tools. So my laptop is a MacBook Pro, and literally my entire job is on that computer. I don't have a desktop. I do everything on the laptop, and I can basically work from anywhere. I don't even have a mouse. I literally just use the trackpad for everything. I have a 4 terabyte hard drive, which is where I keep all of the files, and basically whenever that fills up, I just get a new one. So I have a couple different hard drives that are labeled for the last few years with all of the different video footage on those. On the hard drive, I decided when I started the puzzle channel that I wanted to be super organized. So I have this folder called Jigsaw Puzzle Videos, and then each video has its own numbered folder within that. Each of those folders has a folder called Footage 1, Footage 2, etc., which is split up by the different filming sessions. And of course a folder with all of the Instagram images that I edit for each puzzle. I actually wonder how many gigabytes of footage I've shot just for this Jigsaw puzzle channel so far. Let's take a look. I'm sure it's a lot. Okay, so speaking of Instagram photos, I keep those organized on my Google Drive. That way I can also access them on my phone, since obviously I post to Instagram from my phone. So I have this folder called Puzzle Photos, and every time I have a new batch of photos from a new puzzle, I just throw them in there. And all of them are named with a little description of what's in the photo so that I can keep it all organized. And then whenever I post a photo, I move it to this folder, which is called Used, and then I can make sure that I'm not posting duplicate images onto Instagram. And that way I just have tons of content to always keep my Instagram active, even if I'm not actively working on a puzzle that day. So I do all of my photo editing in Adobe Photoshop, and I have tons of videos on my other channel with tips and tricks for using Photoshop and tutorials. So I'll link a bunch of those videos right down below if you haven't seen them. I do all of my video editing in Adobe Premiere, and honestly, it's nothing fancy. This is what a finished video would look like. Just a bunch of footage, some music, some transitions, some photos. These videos are not that complicated. On both my videos and my photos, I always color correct. I always brighten it up and bump up the saturation. Like, I get asked a lot about how I have such bright, saturated photos, and honestly, it has nothing to do with my setup. It's all about the editing that I do later in Photoshop and Premiere. So I think that is everything. I know that it might seem like a lot and a lot of expensive equipment, but I've been making videos since 2008. So it's not like this whole setup just sprang out of the ground one day. I've been slowly adding things and testing things out and seeing what worked for me for 11 years now. So I hope you liked that little behind the scenes look at how I do my videos. If you want any of the products that I mentioned, I'm gonna have Amazon affiliate links for all of them right down below. And I've actually made a couple other videos over the years about my video setup and about how I stay organized, so I will also link those videos right down below. So let me know in a comment if you have any questions. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and stay tuned because we'll be back to our normal puzzling content in the next video. So I'll see you all then. Bye everyone!